Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Public school teacher Teresita Molina has been regularly borrowing money for more than 16 years to augment her meager income. She gets paid a little more than 20,000 pesos a month, which is not enough to support her family's needs. To avoid getting into more debt, she has accepted a second job as a virtual assistant to pay off her loans and save for emergencies.
Magungutang ako. Tapos yung inutang ko, siyempre unti-unti yan. Tapos may mga pangangailangan din na may nagkasakit, uutang na naman ako. So yung utang ko, para mabayaran ko, uutang ako ng another lending company para mabayaran yon.
Incoming Education Secretary Sonny Angara wants to address this issue common to public school teachers. He says he wants to change how loans are offered to teachers.
Sa ngayon, tinitingnan natin yung benepisyo nga nila. Kasi nakikita ko, for example, yung mga nakukuha nilang mga loans, yan, minsan natatali sila dyan ng matagal at saka mataas yung mga interest. So, pag-aralan natin, tapos kausapin natin yung ibang financial institutions ng ating gobyerno dahil meron namang GSIS dyan, merong mga land bank, meron na SB Corp sa DTI.
He adds increasing teachers' salary may be possible in the next years.
I'm confident in the next few years. Hindi ko lang alam kung this year or next year, meron magkakaroon yan ng pagtaas ng sweldo ng ating mga teachers. Tingin ko, dito sa loob ng termino ni Pangulong Marcos, magkakaroon tayo ng pagtaas ng sweldo ng ating mga teachers.
Teachers in private schools urge Angara to also include them in the government's programs.
Matagal na pong naiiwanan kasama po ang administrator at teachers sa pahanay ng nasa public school. Kami po sa private school, naiiwanan po kami when it comes to teachers trainings, loan programs, scholarship, at saka mga tax relief.
Meantime, Angara hopes to continue the implementation of the Matatag curriculum, which is seen to address learning competencies of students.
Titingnan natin yung specifics, pero hindi pa naman tapos yan. Work in progress pa rin din yung Matatag curriculum. Tama yung direction ng Matatag curriculum at na-implement pa lang po yan sa grades 1, 4, and 7. So itong darating na pasukan, i-implement yan sa grades 2, 5, and 8. So dapat wag tayo pabigla-bigla. Medyo i-maintain natin yung ating direction na talagang simplifying yung curriculum.
Angara also wants to reduce the administrative tasks of teachers, a move which the Philippine Business for Education or PBED supports. The group also urges Angara to look into devolving some of the agency's functions.
Instead of having to worry about lobbying for changes or better schools all the way up to national, lobbying for textbooks, lobbying for more classrooms, these kind of decisions can be made locally.
Numbers from the DPWH showed the needed funds for the construction of the new Senate building would reach 21 billion pesos, including works for the currently ongoing phases 1 and 2 of the construction. Still subject to the Senate's approval is more than 10 billion pesos needed for phase 3 or for works to complete the construction. According to the slide of Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, which includes the cost of land, the total amount of current costs will be more than 23 billion pesos.
Ang nag-report po sa akin nito, galing din po sa staff ni Senator Lacson at galing din sa staff ni Senator Nancy. Okay? Dito sa SCT din, sa Senate Coordinating Team. So kung nagtatanong si Senator Nancy, and of course she's most welcome to attend, saan nanggaling ang figures ni Senate President at ni Alan Cayetano, nanggaling sa staff mo, dahil sinunod ko yung advice mo at advice ni Senator Lacson na huwag palitan yung mga namamahala at sila ang nakakaalam. So nandun pa lang ako sa review eh.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make my point. There's no such thing as...
This became a sticking point in Wednesday's hearing of the Senate Committee on Accounts that led to a heated exchange between Senators Nancy Binay and Cayetano. Binay says she will let her staff study the possibility of filing a complaint against Cayetano in the Senate Ethics Committee. Binay adds she sees a repeat of the Senate hearings years ago, also led by Cayetano, that probed allegations of corruption during the mayorship of her father, then former Vice President Jejomar Binay.
Ako nagugulat ako kasi sa Senado, he is already considered as a senior senator dahil based on dun sa number of years naming dalawa. Siya yung senior ko. So dapat siya nga, mas alam niya yung how to conduct a hearing, yung pagiging statesman. Pero parang kahapon, nagulat din ako na yung pangalan ko from Lourdes, ginawa niyang Marites. So talaga nakakagulat.
Senate Majority Leader Francis Tolentino, who is also chairman of the Chamber's Ethics Committee, says he will deal with the complaint if it is referred to his committee. He regrets leaving early in Wednesday's hearing due to another appointment, saying the incident would have been avoided. Senator Robin Padilla, who was also in the hearing, weighed in.
Kahit sino naman senador, pwede niyang dalhin yung doon. Pakiramdam mo, nagkaroon na. Pero ako tatanungin, stick lang tayo doon sa issue. Huwag nang... Kasi nanonood din ako kahapon, napunta na sa Taguig, Makati, yung mga ganun. Iwasan natin sana yun. Doon lang tayo sa issue.
Cayetano has yet to issue a response to Binay's statements.
No less than Hollywood actor and environmentalist Leonardo DiCaprio called on President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to protect the Masungi Geo Reserve. In a post on Instagram, he says that the successive efforts to restore the ecosystem is in jeopardy because of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources threats to cancel an agreement which aims to protect Masungi from land-grabbing activities.
Climate change, the biodiversity crisis, is actually a global issue, with the Philippines being one of the most mega-diverse countries in the world and also the most affected by climate change. Tayo yung tinitingala at tinitingnan ng buong mundo, no, kung paano natin i-handle yung ganitong kaimportanteng mga lugar tulad ng Masungi Geo Reserve at ng Masungi Geo Park Project.
The DENR has earlier recommended the cancellation of a memorandum of agreement with Masungi Geo Reserve Foundation because of a provision they deem as unconstitutional. In a statement, the agency says that while it appreciates the support of celebrities to the country's environment, no one is exempt from the law. It adds that the Filipino people own Masungi and that operations that charge fees for tours, meetings, and even weddings are against the law, something which MGF denied doing.
All the proceeds from conservation fees are used for the furtherance of the mission of the foundation, which is the conservation of the limestone landscape. Ano ba sinasabi nila, pinagkikitaan namin, di ba? Wala, public lahat ng financial documents namin, binigay na nga sa kanila. Ano pang gusto nilang sabihin namin?
Dumaliang challenged Environment Secretary Maria Antonia Yulo-Loizaga to visit Masungi herself to see where conservation fees actually go. This isn't the first time that international personalities lent their voices to Masungi. Renowned conservationist Dr. Jane Goodall, climate justice activist Greta Thunberg, and rock icon Sting also called on the public to protect the environment. The Masungi Gia Reserve is known to help lower high temperatures and mitigate flooding in some areas.
The MSCI Asia Pacific Index hit its highest in over 2 years Thursday. The soft economic data out of the U.S. reinforced the case for Federal Reserve interest rate cuts this year, while the yen bounced off its lowest level against the U.S. dollar since 1986. Here at home, Philippine shares climbed ahead of Friday's inflation announcement.
It's really a balancing act on the part of the central bank, no? So as much as the central bank wants to cut interest rates as soon as they want to, as soon as they can, no? They're like hesitating at the moment because of how high or how low the peso is at the moment. Yeah. So I still believe that they might still wait for the Fed to move before they start moving, just so they wouldn't let the peso weaken too much.
In corporate stories, Costco Capital set to buy 100% of Matuno River Development Corporation at a price below 10% of its total book value. This will give the Lucio Co Group an opportunity to enter into another profitable business within the renewable energy sector. Matuno River Development Corporation is the developer of the Matuno River Hydroelectric Power Plant, an 8.66 megawatt runoff river hydroelectric power plant located in Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, and is covered by a hydropower service contract with the Energy Department. This power station draws energy from the Matuno River, which is a tributary of the Magat Dam. Meanwhile, Ayala Corporation clarifies it has not yet received an official copy of the Court of Tax Appeal decision pertaining to its eligibility for a 308 million peso tax credit certificate. This following reports the court has partially granted the conglomerate a tax credit certificate covering excess and unused creditable withholding taxes for the years 2018 and 2019. In other news, San Miguel Corporation gives notice to non-exercising bondholders of its Series I bonds that the repriced interest rate is 7.4650%, effectively July 8 until the maturity of the bonds. This rate was calculated to be higher than the initial interest rate. An aggregate total amount of 11.2 billion pesos exercising bondholders of the Series I bonds exercised the put option.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right, for about $50 a month, you'll get lightning fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. Again, 800-555-1212. Don't wait. Call us right now.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash-out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very exciting, very exciting, interesting people who will be with us today. But our main person for this interview, his name is Mr. Jason De La Cruz. And help me welcome Jason De La Cruz. He's the one in the middle of the other frame. Hi, Jason. How are you? You're looking so good.
Hello, Tita Veronica. How are you doing?
Okay. Well, I invited Jason today for a short interview about this upcoming concert in our community here in Chicago. And Jason also invited a couple of his friends who will be assisting him in this interview because I would like to let my viewers know that Jason has some kind of health issues right now. And but help me welcome these three people. Jason, will you please introduce your friends who will be assisting you in this interview?
Yes, this is Lida, Cavada, and this is Kristi, Nishimura. These are my good friends. I've known these people from the 80s, and we're still friends.
Well, I'm really thrilled and proud to welcome you here in the show, girls. And okay.
Happy to be here.
Okay, first thing, Jason, you have a very exciting concert that's coming up here in Chicago. And
the first one was going to be the old school concert. It's first of all I don't know if you remember with the past show we had something in 2008. It's like the old school DJs. We're going to do this the last time, and we're trying to help remember people that passed away before COVID and after COVID, because we lost a lot of friends, not just COVID, but some cancer and other things. We want to remember these people because we really couldn't do that during the COVID days. So we want to do this night with my DJs, and we will mention their names.
Okay, Jason, you're right. Well, you're right. I've known you for so many years. After living several decades here in Chicago, I'm an old fixture here. Yes, I know I'm aware of some of the trials and tribulations of some of our people or kababayan who live here and now are not with us and passed away. But yes, I've known you, Jason, for many years, and you have been up there as one of the our towns or cities promoters, right? For many. Okay. All right. Now, what I want you to do is, please, do you have a very exciting concert that's coming up here in Chicago? And we would like to talk about it, and we would like to help you promote it here. This is your first time to appear on our show, right?
Yes. No, this is the second time. A long time ago, 2008 yata. I was with Iris Tapacho.
With Aris. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah.
And,
I don't know. I had a stroke 2014.
it's
So
been
this-
a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long time. And well, it's always nice to see you here in this show. But okay. I know that you've had some health issues, and I'm glad to see you looking good.
Thank you.
Same here with me. I also had a health issue.
Yeah, I know, and you look great. So, mine since 2014. It's almost past 10 years, and I'm lucky to be alive because I had a massive stroke, meaning I could have died if I wasn't brought to the hospital. So, I guess God just said, you have to stay here first. So,
Okay, I think we forgot to introduce our guest, other guest with you today. Can you please introduce?
yes. This is Lida Cavada.
Yeah, I'm Lida Cavada, and I've been a longtime friend of Jason since the 1980s, and we remain friends till now. And we're just here really to contribute to the effort of Jason's objective to really get everyone together that we used to have fun with back in the time when we used to all gather and as a Filipino American community, and we would dance to the old school DJs, music. And because of the passing of so many of our friends, we just wanted to also pay tribute to them. And because we are also getting older, we realized that, we may not be around that, we want to see everybody before, we don't want to just see someone at a wake or a funeral. We want to be at an event where we're actually having fun, enjoying, smiling, laughing, reminiscing about the old times. And that's what our goal is for this event. And then hopefully be able to raise enough money to also bless others. Hopefully, we had a friend that recently passed, maybe help in that regard. And also, if things are even that great, we could, contribute to our homeland, which we love so much.
Great, terrific. And Kristi Nishimura.
Yes, I'm Kristi Nishimura. I'm also a co-host with Jason for the Back to the School Old School reunion. And just like Lida said, we just want to be able to reconnect with friends and that we used to have fun with. Back in the day, we had no worries and no thoughts. And now that as we get older, people are passing away, and we just want to be able to see each other and have a good night with each other to memorialize those who have passed, and also just reminisce about the old days. And me being a Japanese American citizen, I had always looked up to the Filipino American communities, and it made me proud to be an Asian American Pacific Islander back in the day. So it's very important for us. And so some of the kids are even coming, the adult children are coming, so they get to see what we got to see back in our days, as being a whole Asian community together that came together as one, and with no worries and just being happy. And so it's important for us to be able to share that with our kids as well. So, and I've known Jason from the 80s also, so it's so good to see him looking so good, and thanking God that he's here with us, and his health is just getting better every day. So,
and what I most admire about Jason is his continued endeavors to still push himself to do things that he enjoys, his passion. I mean, he could have stopped and said, forget it, but no, he still wants to do what, he wants to serve the community. He's very proud to be a Filipino American. He's a proud Pinoy, and, so, we want to support him because we love him and we care about him.
Girls, you are such amazing friends. So sweet. And oh my goodness, Jason, you're lucky to have friends like these two girls.
Very lucky.
Nice. Can I be your friend too?
You are the
It's my nature to be caring to others. So. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now we're going to be talking about I want to help you in promoting the this upcoming concert, and also ViaTimes is your sponsor too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What can you say about the upcoming concert?
So it's the back to the school reunion is at Platinum off of McCormick. He also has other concerts that are coming up. So it's Pinoy rock concerts and other concerts that also are affiliated. But I think though ViaTimes is sponsoring the back to the school old school reunion. Or both of them. Okay. So so which is great. Both of them are going to be great events and venues. So we're looking forward for people to come out, and I'll be at the rock concert taking pictures and being on the back scene and back end of it too. So
when is this happening?
July 26th, it's on a Friday, and the concert is August 3rd on a Saturday. So
yeah, the concert will be featuring numerous Filipino bands. There'll also be opportunities to purchase food from various vendors. There'll be a Filipino-owned food truck. So, that's going to be interesting. That's on August 3rd. The one that's on July 26th, Friday, that is, as Kristi said, it's more or less like mimicking like a reinvention of the parties that we used to have at Rizal. When we used to go to Rizal Center when we were in when we were teenagers, and we just danced the night away, and when we just enjoyed ourselves. So that we're just trying to recap that moment, and so that's happening on Friday, July 26th, at Platinum Club.
Sounds very exciting. Just keep me posted, okay? And
Yes.
okay, any upcoming projects, Jason, in the office?
Just the two of them.
Yes.
Focus on,
Great, terrific. And okay, girls, I want you, these two girls, I want you to say something about your amazing relationship in taking care of a friend like Jason.
Oh, actually, we could recap it, even just what happened this past week. I mean, we know that Jason needs help, and so we always go over and beyond to kind of help him, because sometimes it's not always easy for him. So we step in whenever we can to assist him. And, I don't want to get into details, but just like all of us, sometimes we forget things or we leave things behind. And, he reaches out to us and we're happy to help him. We will do anything. I mean, even if we have to drive here just to, and we're always, hoping that he's, okay. So we talk almost every day. I think.
We do talk every day, and we will support him in any way possible. And anything that Jason needs, we'll be here for him. So we fully support Jason 100%. And as we support each other and everyone else around us, all of our friends, we just try to be there for each other, because again, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, and we just want to make sure that we all are able to see each other and be loving to each other and just be kind to one another. And, because we just never know what's going to happen to any of us at any point in time in our lives. So,
yeah, I think with us all having, recent illnesses or, deaths in our family, like I just lost my mom a year ago. It really impacted me that, you got to really live for today, seize the moment, connect with your friends, check on, see how they're doing. You just have to, look out for one another. I mean, it's part of our Asian culture, specifically Filipino, even Japanese culture. Like we have to look out for our fellow kababayans, our barkada, yeah. So.
And with Jason's story, it's like just a testament of God. We know that he's here with us for a reason. So we want to spend every moment we can with him, support him in any way possible. So we understand that. We know that God has him here for a reason with us.
Yes. Yeah, it gives us, it gives us purpose to see him fulfill his purpose,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a friendship. I'm really amazed. Okay, Jason,
Yes.
I really salute you for your strength and resilience and your will to live and be strong out there, to be of help to many people in our community, giving us some fantastic shows. Okay, and I wish you good luck, good health, and God bless you. And but I'm really thrilled. I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, if I could say something else, I just want to kind of send a message and use Jason as an example. And even myself, I had some major health issues recently, and thankfully God has restored not only my health but Jason's health, and Kristi. We're all kind of getting older now, and but to send a message out there to everybody. There's a lot of people that are lonely, a lot of people that are sad, a lot of people that are going through stuff. They don't have to go through it alone, and they don't have to give up. They can continue to fight. They need to find strength in God. And that's another thing that I want to convey. They can, things can be restored with the belief of the power of the Holy Spirit. And, we just want to let people know, don't give up. You're not alone,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Kaya mo yan. Yung gusto ko
My
sabihin.
God,
Kaya.
Payak mo ako, darling. Oh, anyway, this is so thrilling. I'm telling you, this is really the best, one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Thank you.
Because it's all emotions. Okay, so I really am very, very thrilled to have you here. I was not even aware what's going to happen to this trio interview. And I'm very thankful. All right. And thank you so much, girls. And Jason, thank you so much. And until next time, we're going to have an update to this interview. Okay. And
All right.
Bye. And maraming salamat sa inyong for gracing our show today. At maraming panonood. Bye. We'll see you later.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very interesting, exciting personality to be interviewed today. And her name is Jerry Spiller. Welcome to our show, Jerry.
Thank you.
And Jerry is a journalist. And she is also award-winning speaker. Oh my God, I'm afraid to interview you now. And also, she is the author of the book that we're going to be talking about, which is titled Regina of Warsaw. Hi, Jerry. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me so much, Veronica. I'm delighted to be here.
All right. Okay. We're happy that we invited you today to be talking about your first thing, Jerry. Please tell our viewing audience about a brief description of yourself.
Sure. I am a second generation American. My grandmother was born in Warsaw. My mother was born in Chicago. I grew up in Los Angeles, in the middle of Los Angeles, where I went to school. I went to UCLA. I lived there. Then I moved to Northern California for a while, then back to Southern California, then to Rhode Island, and that was a shock, and then to Washington, D.C., then I came back to Northern California, to the San Francisco Bay Area. And during that time, I was a journalist and an editor for several different publications. So my background is writing and research.
Wow. All right. Okay. Jerry, with this recent book that you wrote about Regina of Warsaw. Regina, the title itself, is a story about your grandmother's story during the war, and about her trials and tribulations, I'm sure. And okay, this sounds a very, very interesting book. And okay, so why did you write about this book?
Yeah, it was a very long time coming. It was certainly not a new thing. My grandmother, Regina, my maternal mother, left Eastern Europe, Warsaw, at the turn of the century. She was like a lot of immigrants. She came here for freedom. She wanted to get away from the anti-Semitism that was growing in Eastern Europe, particularly a pogrom, which was a rampage of killing people in Bialystok in 1906. She was one of 6. She saw this violence face to face, like immigrants around the country who are seeing violence face to face, and they want to find a safer, better life for themselves and their family. She got to the United States. She had 3 other children, she had 4 children. Grandpa disappeared. She moved to Los Angeles with 4 little children, and 3 of the girls were put into a Jewish orphanage. So my mother and my aunts were all raised in an orphanage in the 30s, because grandma didn't have any skills. Her language wasn't great, but the community, the Jewish community, recognized these immigrants coming here out of fear to give them a safe place to live. And it was a wonderful orphanage. When you hear orphanage, you think of bad things. It wasn't like that at all. They were very, very well taken care of. The parents were encouraged to come to the orphanage on the weekends and take their children home for the weekend and spend time with them. So it's a story from the turn of the century, but it's a story from today as well. And so I wanted to show that.
All right. So it's really applicable to what is going on right now in the days and times in this part of the world too, right?
Yes.
And okay, so of course, you talked to your grandma when she was still around about this story, and that's the reason why you wrote about her.
Well, she was Veronica, she was very secretive. She was one of 6 children in Warsaw. She escaped and survived. That's why I'm here talking to you. She had 2 other siblings who died in the concentration camps. She had 2 other siblings who died in the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. Her sister survived because she married a young rabbi that she knew was going to be sent out of the country to be a rabbi in another country. And that's why she married him. She was with grandma at the pogrom. And I think that it's important to show decisions that people make and decisions that we're not sure of, or we think we want everything to be okay. This is my home. This is my family. Why do I have to leave?
All right.
And so this is what happened. Yeah. I think it's important to show both sides of this story, but the survivors who pick up everything and then leave everything they've ever known to leave. What kind of courage does that take?
That is real courage. Yeah.
Yeah. I interviewed my mother while she was still alive and talking, and I talked to my aunts. I also found relatives that survived who gave me this incredible information about this family from the Holocaust and how they survived and what they did. And I think it's an important message for us today to pay attention to politics. Bad things can happen.
Correct. Yeah. Well, you were able to gather all the information for the book by interviewing some of your living relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, starting from your mother.
Yeah. I was smart. You know how we often say, I wish I'd asked my dad this, or I wish I asked my mom that while she was still alive. I interviewed my mother for 3 hours about her life. And I found, I guess they would be called second cousins in Poland and in France. And they were able to fill in a lot of the information that my grandmother never shared. I think because she left, she was trying to protect people back there. I think she thought by not telling us about these 2 nephews, she was protecting them, when in fact we would have loved them. And I was able to meet them and talk to them and get this very delicate value information that I never would have had otherwise. So the book is historical fiction, but it's based on fact. I wasn't there for the conversations, but I know what happened.
All right. What is the moral of the story?
I think it's something very applicable to today, is to make sure you're safe, fight for your freedom, do what you have to do for you and your family to survive. We're in a very delicate time right now. And I think we need to be careful. We need to align ourselves to people who, will fight for us and with us. We don't want a repeat of what happened in World War II. And I think it's important for women, especially, to be brave for us and our children.
Correct. And your grandmother has served as your inspiration through all these years, correct?
She was a tough old bird. To do what she had to do, she had to be very brave and very tough. And she did what she thought was right. And she was right.
Correct. She was right. Are mostly grandmas are always right anyway.
Yes, aren't they? Aren't they though?
Okay, Jerry, where can our viewing audience buy or purchase your book?
It's on Amazon for sure. It's an ebook and it's hard copy. It's on Barnes and Noble. It's on Books A Million. I think you can find it that way. It'll be in the libraries. Once the hard copy gets out, you can then find it at the libraries or ask your library, or you can order it through your favorite bookstore. It's Regina of Warsaw, Love, Loss, and Liberation by Jerry Spieler.
All
I have a copy. I think I have a copy. Here we go.
All right. Okay. I just received your book too.
Thank you.
I would love to read through it. And
Thank you.
Thank you for sending me one. Okay, very good. One last word about your book.
You want me to give a last word on the book?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I think it's the first of a trilogy. There's going to be 3 books in Regina. The second book is called Revenge of the Sisters, A Tale of Tribulation. It will be a standalone book, but it's a tale of revenge. Nobody gets killed, nobody gets shot, nobody gets beaten up. But something happens to all 3 of the girls and they get revenge. And that will be the second book.
Great, terrific, Jerry. I really appreciate your appearance to our show today.
Thank you for having me.
For gracing our show. At maraming salamat.
Thank you
very much in our language.
Thank you so much, Veronica. It was delightful to talk to you.
Okay, enjoy the rest of your day today.
I will. Thank you.
Bye, Jerry.
Bye.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in this court.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling? Deal with it.
I think the norm for our communities has been to stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Brigitte Carino Cueter bringing you this week's local news from our community. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources will accept applications for the next round of open space land acquisition and development grants between July 1st through September 13th. OSLAD is a matching program that provides an advance payment for development projects only of 50% of the grant award amount shortly after the grant agreement is executed. The local agency must demonstrate and possess the ability to finance the remaining costs of an approved project prior to receipt of remaining grant funds. The program offers state finance funding, assistance to local governmental agencies for acquisition and or development of land for public parks and outdoor recreation areas. A total of $54 million is available for this round of OSLAD grants. In addition, IDNR will once again provide funding to cover 100% of eligible projects located in economically distressed communities. Loyola Medicine, Undue Medical Debt, a national nonprofit, and Cook County's Medical Debt Relief Initiative will have reached an agreement that will result in the erasure of $112.12 million worth of non-Medicare Medicaid medical debt for Loyola's patients in 2024. In the Catholic Jesuit tradition, Loyola is committed to providing health care services to all patients. With a commitment to patients and communities, Loyola has partnered with Undue Medical Debt to examine and acquire accounts for erasure that are over 2 years old, with individuals making at or below 400% of the federal poverty level or medical debt representing more than 5% of an individual's annual household income. More than 60,000 Loyola patients qualify for medical debt relief. Undue Medical Debt branded envelopes will arrive in the mail to those benefiting from medical debt relief. Cook County's was a significant contributor to this partnership, with over 44,000 beneficiaries receiving nearly $80.5 million of medical debt relief through the Loyola partnership. More than 87,000 people moved out of Illinois, taking with them nearly $10 billion in income, according to the latest Internal Revenue Service data. For the last 6 years, the total lost adjusted gross income is more than $47.5 billion. For nearly a decade, annual population estimates from the U.S. Census show Illinois losing population. For well over a year, Governor J.B. Pritzker has denied the state's population decline, saying the census is getting it wrong. In May, he doubled down. You should take what I'm saying as truth that actually, when we count people, it turns out we're gaining, Pritzker said. Beginning July 1st, undocumented immigrants living in Illinois will be able to apply for standard driver's licenses thanks to a new law championed by Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias, replacing temporary visitor driver's licenses. The initiative will make Illinois roads safer and eliminate instances of discrimination. Immigrants who have current TVDLs cannot use them for identification, making it difficult to perform routine tasks like filling prescriptions, opening a bank account, or applying for an apartment. In addition, TVDLs include the wording "not valid for identification" and a purple-colored banner signaling that the cardholder is undocumented, even though many have lawful status, which can lead to discrimination. As a result, many motorists have opted not to obtain a license and drive illegally without insurance. Where this will be is National Museum of Mexican Art, 1852 West 19th Street in Chicago, Illinois, 60608. When? Monday, July 1st, 2024, 10:30 a.m. A new report by the World Health Organization, which looked broadly at global substance use for people 15 years and older, shows over 3 million people died from substance use in 2019, and 400 million people live with substance use disorders, which can have a number of negative health impacts. Substance use severely harms individual health, increasing the risk of chronic diseases, mental health conditions, and tragically resulting in millions of preventable deaths every year. It places a heavy burden on families and communities, increasing exposure to accidents, injuries, and violence. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said in a press release Tuesday. According to the report, 2.6 million deaths were due to alcohol use and 206 million people had alcohol dependence. About 2/3 of deaths due to alcohol were among men, and the highest number of deaths were in the European and African region, while current consumption was common among teenagers. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
It's more fun in the Philippines.